to this episode of the Mind Talk Show. My name is Lynn, a mental wellness coach. Have you had experience of a communication breakdown? Yes, I know you have in a relationship. You are in a marriage, you are in a relationship. In your family, there has been communication breakdown. And you feel that when you come home, there is a lot of tension. You don't know what is happening. You feel that in your home, you don't understand each other. People don't understand you. Assuming you have come from work, from a very heated meeting, and you're coming home, there is no one to receive you. The house is very quiet. There is no communication. Have you felt like this? If you felt this way, this is your video. Now, I want to talk about communication in a relationship. How do you do communication? How does communication affect your relationship? How the do's and the don'ts in regard to communication. Communication is a skill. Remember that. And that means there is room for improvement. It's not something that is stationed, that you should communicate this way. You can improve on it. So each and every day, we communicate with our loved ones so that we can express our feelings. We can express our emotions. We can express how we feel. This is very, very important. So there are tips that I'm going to give you on how to communicate effectively, because I noticed many couples are fighting over communication, because I'm assuming, like now, there is someone who gave me an example. He wanted to take the girlfriend on an outing or out, and then when they reached there, they just sat, they looked at each other. And I know this has happened to even couples, even a wife and a husband. So it is something that is going on. It is something that has been troubling people. It is something that has to be looked into. Because if you don't concentrate, if you don't have tips on how to communicate, it's going to be a problem. It's the only way you can express what you're feeling, remember. So it was difficult for this guy, because they have reached on an outing. There is no communication. They are just seated there. Then he was tempted to take out his phone, to scroll the phone, to have, to communicate in one way or another with the phone. And this is very, very dangerous. And remember, when you're going for an outing like this, that is when you can have an important conversations. But you see now, they are just seated looking at each other. They don't have anything to say to each other. So what I mean is that they stopped going for an outing. The guy stopped taking the girlfriend for an outing, because there is nothing they are going to discuss. There is nothing they are going to do. You get? So communication is very important. Let us take this topic very seriously and learn. So let's dig into it. Come with me. Number one tip: process your emotions. Process your feelings. Don't speak if you have not thought what you're going to speak. Step by step, have something in mind. When you want to speak to your loved one, when you want to speak to your partner, have something. Process that emotion. Process that feeling. How do you feel? How do you want it to happen? Where do you want it to happen? How do you want to relay the message to the receiver? You get? Because if you are empty, you don't prepare for anything, you're just there, it's not going to happen. It's going to be a rough communication. Remember, you must be on time. Like, you have to think about timings, because these people, if you don't tell someone that you want to talk to them, they will assume that you're evading their space. They will assume that you don't respect them, you misunderstand them. So you have to give them time. Like, we will talk tomorrow about maybe issues A and B. You don't have to be specific on the issues you're gonna talk about, but you have to tell your partner that we are going to have a conversation, so that they can also prepare something to say. Okay, this one is a tip that you should adopt in your communication. Focus on being heard and listened. listening. Of course, you should listen other people, because I have seen many couples, they do fight. You know why? Because you find one partner want to be heard. A man want to be heard. Because I'm a man, I have ego. I want you to listen to me. Listen to what I have to say. But they don't give time for their spouses to tell them what it is. And this happen a lot. Even parents, the communication between parents to children. You find parents, they don't give children an hearing. They don't give children an opportunity to speak, to tell them what it is, how they feel, how they want it. So it is a problem. It is a problem that needs to be sorted for us to have an effective communication. Because, and there are these people who think that they are Mr. Know-how and Madam Know-how. So they don't want to give other people that listening. Remember, if you're not active listening in communication, then you're failed. There's nowhere you're going with communication. So you must have an active listening. Active listening, I mean, in case you don't know, I mean that if you have a phone, put it off. Put it aside. If you're watching the television, you put it aside. You switch it off. If you're doing any other activity, you stop and listen. When someone comes and tells you, can we talk? My dear, can we have a conversation? Just stop whatever you are doing and listen to these people. Because that is the time maybe they have seen it's good to talk to you. Maybe it's an emergency, you get. So you have to listen to them. Stop everything. Because I've seen these media things, like these electronics, the phone, these gadgets, they are spoiling our marriages. They are spoiling our relationships. We don't have relationship with our children anymore. We concentrate. A parent come from work, she want to catch up with whatever that has happened during that day. Remember, she was working very hard at work, so she didn't have time to touch the phone. So she want to counter, she want to compensate that time with what they are doing. So they even, you've seen even people letting food being burnt, you know. They leave food to get burnt because they are on social media, they are on Facebook, they want to do this, they are on TikTok and all that. So you have to have time for, you set time for communication. You have to set time for communication. Another thing, make compromising and resolution the goal. Remember, in any communication you must set a goal. Like, you have to give in. You must compromise. You must be empathetic to your partner. Because if you are not empathetic, then you will not feel the way they are feeling. You will not wear their shoe. You will not know how it pinches to wear that shoe. So you must be very, very empathetic when you are talking to them. Remember, you must show them some love when you are talking to them. You don't have to just talk anyhowly. Because I've seen so many people doing a mistake. When they are talking, they are having the phone, they are shouting, they are walking, they are doing this and that. It doesn't work like that in communication. In communication, you must be purposive when you are doing it. Set clear boundaries. You see, people think that when you're yelling, when you're shouting to your partner, you're setting boundaries. Oh no, you're not setting any boundaries. In case you're damaging the relationship that you're having, because you're shouting, you're yelling, this other partner will just walk away. They will not even listen to what you have to say. They will shut off. They will just shut off. So don't shout, don't yell. Just have this communication. Let it be an ongoing thing. It's not a must that you do communication today, then tomorrow you don't have any kind of communication. It has to be an ongoing thing. It must be an ongoing thing. Talk about what is happening. You know what is happening. For heaven's sake, these people, they don't know where you're coming from. They don't know whether you're carrying them. They did something wrong to you. They don't know why you are angered. They don't know why you're angry. They don't know why you're happy. Talk to them. Tell them what is happening in your life. Share with them. And you know what? It is very, very important for you to check each other. During the day, just call someone. Tell them, they are, for heaven's sake, they are just for a phone call away. Just call them. Have to know how they are faring on. You can do that even in the morning, during lunchtime, and even supper time. And in this, You can also have a meal together if you have time. If you're working maybe in the same area, the same maybe office or the same whatever, you can drive and go there. You have lunch, you have supper, then you spark some conversation when you're doing this. It is very, very healthy. Be clear about what you want. Be very, very clear. Go straight to the point. Don't beat around the bush, because I've seen so many people beating around the bush. They don't know what they are talking about. They're just here, there, here. You know, they are not certain what they want. They are not certain what they want to talk about. So you must avoid distractions when you are doing communication. It has to be in a quiet place, in a quiet way, and very, very clear. You must be intentional. What you are saying, you must be very, very intentional. Okay, this one will work, because I've seen a lot of relationship failing because people feel that they are not understood, they are not heard, you know, and they are frustrated. They feel like a prison in their own homes. So it is very, very important for us to know how to communicate. Don't use a lot of, you know, like you're sarcastic. You're saying some things, but in a very, very, I don't know, rude way. Yeah, you are not straight to the point. You're just sarcastic. You want the other partner to feel bad. If you want to release the tension, or you want to break the ice, you can do what? You can avoid being sarcastic. You can just bring harmful, you know, less harmful joke. That one can work. Okay, you don't have to be sarcastic. Someone has told you, oh yeah, I heard about that report, but I don't think I'm able to talk about it or to work around it. And then you're here sarcastically saying that yeah, you're using the same words these people they used. You know, it is so irritating, it's so choking. When you're using the same words these people have used, you're mimicking them, you're belittling them. It is so bad. Don't stop. It will spoil your relationship. It will damage your relationship. I've talked about listening. Listen to your partner, please. Let them talk and have a hearing, you know, space. Just listen to them. They have something, obviously, because these are people you have lived with. These are your children. These are your wife. This is your husband. So definitely they have something they have to tell you. Now I want to tell you things that spoils a communication, or where people go wrong in communication. I want to give you these things that people go wrong when they are communicating. Number one way they go wrong is bring up past mistakes. Remember, someone has done a mistake and maybe they have apologized, and maybe years have gone by and you're there hooked to the same mistakes. Every other time they do something, you refer them back to where they came from. You tell them, remember such, and no wonder you did that. No wonder you did this. And let the past be bygones. Yes, let the bygone be bygone. Let the past be past. That is why they are called past. So don't bring a lot of mistakes from the past. These people have learned from the mistakes and they have moved on. You are returning them. You know what will happen if you continue to do that? If you constantly do that, you know what is going to happen? What is going to happen is that these people, they are going to be very defensive. Yes, they are going to be very, very defensive, and they will walk out. Another thing, don't walk out on your partner. When your partner is talking, don't walk out, because if you walk out, it means you're disengaging from whatever they are saying. It means that you don't like what they are saying. Don't yell. There are people who like screaming, yelling before they talk or before they say something. Don't yell to your partner. Take it slow. If you're so angered and you feel that you cannot talk, and you feel that you want to have a space, you want to walk out, discuss with them. Tell them, I want to have a break. Like, I want to have that fresh air. Then I'll come back and we continue talking about this issue. Don't walk out before letting them know. And don't yell. Don't scream. If you are so angered, you can postpone that argument, or you can postpone that conversation. You will have it later. I've talked about sarcasm. Disrespect. You're disrespecting you're disrespecting your partner. You're disrespecting your children. Your children are disrespecting you. Don't do that. And non-verbal, my friends, non-verbals can talk. Non-verbal, they are very, very, very bad. You are talking to someone, they are scratching their heads. What does that mean? It means they don't feel you. You are just talking to yourself. Yes, you are talking to somebody is scrolling on the phone. Especially these gadgets, they are spoiling our relationships, and communication is getting worse each and every day. Imagine you are talking to somebody and they are scrolling their phone confidently. That means they have switched off. They are not with you anymore. So you have to avoid these things if you want your communication to work. If you want to have effective communication, you have to stop all what I've said that you should stop. And there are also people who goes silent. They just do silent treatment. And to some extent, many couples think that when you're doing silent, you are doing silent treatment is a form of setting boundaries. You're very wrong. You can never set boundaries by keeping quiet. You can never set boundaries by not talking. Talk about it. Talk about it. That is when you will set boundaries clearly. But if you keep quiet, that means you're not either interested, or whatever is being said is wrong, or you have switched off. Basically, that is what it means. So you shouldn't keep quiet. Just answer them. Even if it's a bad thing, just answer them. Okay? I thought you should know about these things because I've seen a lot of marriages, a lot of couples fighting over communication. I hope you learned something. You can share this video to other people so that they can also learn. Till next time, bye bye.